The vault door was open. Captain Mara Leigh stared at the holofeed from Earth's SoulNet archives in stunned silence. The motionless bodies of the Vatican guards floated weightlessly in zero gravity. No alarms, no weapon discharge, just silence. And an empty pedestal. Gone. The Ark of the Covenant. Not a replica. The real one. The one no one spoke about publicly. The one older than written history, kept hidden since Earth united under the Terran Accord. A relic wrapped in myth and protected by quantum temporal cloaks no species, not even human, should have been able to penetrate. It was gone, and the feed showed how. A ship, black, shifting. It had pierced Earth's orbital network like it wasn't there. It moved like light didn't apply to it. It hovered for 12 seconds above Vatican Vault 0, and then vanished, along with the Ark. Now, 72 hours later, the Vanguard tracked the impossible. Mara stood before the command platform facing her ship's elite, X-Ultra, humanity's final answer to threats too strange, too dangerous, too sacred for anyone else to touch. 4 soldiers, none of them normal. Sergeant Reyes, cloaking specialist, exoframe integration from spine to skull. Doc Venn, combat medic and quantum neurobiologist. Lieutenant Cora, systems breach expert, part AI, part attitude, and Wrath, silent, masked, and still. No one really knew what Wrath was. He'd once stopped a collapsing singularity field with a touch. No one asked how. Mara's voice was sharp and cold. You're not infiltrating a base. You're entering a vessel that shouldn't exist. No known tech, no heat signature, no matter wake. But we've traced its jump signature to Sector Umbra 12, deep space. No stars, no light, no rules. Caldera's voice cut in. Target located, orbiting a dead dwarf star. Mass irregularities, hull composition, unknown. Possible antimatter reactions inside. Aaron's voice echoed across the bridge. In other words, it's hell. Worse, Mara said. It's stolen. She turned to X-Ultra. Retrieve the Ark. If it's damaged, don't return. If you're captured, don't return. If you die, well, you'd better make it impressive. Sergeant Reyes grinned beneath his visor. With respect, ma'am, we only do impressive. The Vanguard dropped from hyperspace like a blade through velvet. Outside the viewing deck, nothing waited. Just the dead, unlit star and one ship, if it could be called that. It was shaped like a Mobius strip, folding in on itself, light slipping off its surface unnaturally. No openings, no ports. It looked more like a wound in space than a machine. The insertion shuttle launched in silence. X-Ultra didn't speak, didn't breathe loudly. They'd done the impossible before, but this was different. This was personal. For the first time in history, something had touched Earth's holy vault, and humanity was coming to take it back. As the shuttle neared the alien ship, Mara's voice echoed in their comms. You'll breach through a subspatial fracture on its equator. Caldera will guide your vector. Once inside, the Vanguard will hold position for extraction support, but we will not be able to follow you in. Understood, Reyes said. They hit the breach point. Reality folded. The shuttle twisted, and then inside. No gravity, no floor, no ceiling. They floated through what looked like a corridor made of liquid crystal and bone. Lights pulsed inside the walls like veins. Cora whispered, "This isn't tech. This is grown." Doc Venn scanned. I'm reading biosignatures. Billions, dormant, embedded into the walls. The deeper they went, the less things made sense. Shapes twisted, perspective warped, and then, finally, a vault. It hung suspended in a chamber the size of a stadium, rotating slowly. Inside it, the Ark, gleaming, untouched, radiating with a pulse that was unmistakably human. Move in, Reyes ordered. And that's when the walls woke up. The walls convulsed. What had moments ago seemed inert now pulsed with rhythmic energy. Slimy, serpentine shapes coiling just beneath the surface like nerves responding to pain. The chamber temperature dropped 20 degrees in a second. Life signs just jumped, Doc Ven shouted. All around us, closing fast. Fall back? Cora asked, hand already on her wrist breach module. No, Reyes said. We're here for the Ark. We leave with it or not at all. Wrath moved first. He didn't speak, didn't wait. He walked toward the vault, boots igniting microbursts to push against the zero-grav air. As he moved, the chamber distorted. Ripples of gravity bent light around him like a mirage, trying to warp his path. But Wrath didn't break stride. The vault's outer shell shimmered with an oily, iridescent sheen. Alien glyphs slithered across its surface. Alive, reactive, it pulsed in sync with the Ark inside, like it was feeding. Then something screamed. Not a sound, a pressure, a psychic roar that slammed into their skulls with force. Cora collapsed, clutching her temples. Get out of my head! Reyes caught her, dragged her behind cover. Doc Ven was already jacking a neural stabilizer into her cortex. Whatever this thing is, it's trying to overwrite us. Nanopsychic infection vector, subquantum in nature. I don't care if it's Satan's brainchild, Reyes growled. Can you shut it up? Give me 30 seconds and a clear shot. Then the things in the wall came out. Long-limbed, bone-thin creatures, moving in perfect silence. No mouths, no faces. Their skin shimmered like the vault, shifting constantly. Reyes opened fire with his grav rifle, blasting the first 3 into paste. The recoil twisted him in midair, but his suit stabilized instantly. Cora popped up, gritting through the mental assault, and hacked a nearby wall node, causing a gravity spike that yanked 4 more into a dimensional fold. Gone, but there were dozens more. They didn't charge. They circled, studying, like they were waiting. Wrath reached the vault. His hand touched the seal. The creature screamed again, this time aloud, a frequency that split the air. The walls pulsed red. Everything shifted. Suddenly the Ark wasn't there, not visibly, not tangibly, just a feeling. Reyes gritted his teeth. They're phasing it. They can't, Ven said, horror dawning. Not unless... They're trying to erase it from reality, Cora gasped. Then stop them. Mara's voice rang through the comms. You have to anchor it. Wrath slammed a fist into the vault's core. Light erupted. Not light like a torch, light like memory, like divine recall. The Ark shimmered into view, a golden glowing object that didn't reflect light, it radiated meaning. And everything went still. The alien creatures froze. Then they knelt, every one of them. The vault walls dimmed, the lights faded. And in that awful silence, something spoke. Not through the walls, not from a comm. It was inside their heads. The relic is ours. You have transgressed the covenant. Wrath stepped between the Ark and the voice. His visor glowed faint blue. Reyes exhaled. Not today, it isn't. Cora hit her spike, ripping open a dimensional channel. Ven hurled a containment shell. The Ark surged forward, snatched by Wrath midair. Every alien form in the room screamed. And from the wall behind them, a shape unfolded. Not crawled, not appeared, unfolded. A being 3 stories tall, its form a tapestry of dimensional strata, shards of black glass skin, eyes that shimmered with failed timelines. The Chaotica. Reyes knew instinctively. This was what had sent the ship. This was what had touched Earth. And it was not a species. It was an idea made manifest. Return what you cannot comprehend. Reyes fired everything he had. The entire chamber lit up in a storm of kinetic thunder. The Chaotica barely flinched. Its body absorbed impacts and reformed, like smashing glass that knew how to fix itself. Cora screamed, "Extraction now!" Caldera's voice was a blade of calm. Spike lock engaged. Stand by. The Chaotica raised one arm, shards aligning like a monolith. Time twisted. Mara's voice broke in. "Now, damn you!" The team in the Ark vanished in a burst of white energy. The Chaotica's blow passed through empty air and cracked the chamber. On the Vanguard, the ops deck exploded in alerts. The Ark appeared in containment. Reyes, Cora, Ven, and Wrath dropped beside it, smoking, gasping. Mara stepped into the bay, her eyes locked with the Relic. "It's real?" Ven nodded. "Untouched, just humming, like it's waiting." Caldera turned. "You're going to want to see this." On the main display, the alien ship had changed. It wasn't fleeing, it was growing, doubling, tripling. It was birthing more of itself. And from deep inside the largest one, a signal, plain text, in human English. "You took from us, now we take from you." Dozens of alien vessels activated, and behind them, Earth. Mara whispered, "They're coming." The screen lit with movement, and the war for Earth began.